Hey there, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directive. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. So today we're going to talk about what that crazy moon is doing April 20th through the 26th. I mean, all the planets are just acting crazy out there right now. It's tough energy this week, so hang in there. We'll get through it. I did channel a message for you, and I'll get to that in a moment. But first, I want to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments. When you do this, you connect your energy to mine, so that when I try to get into your energy to get messages for you, they're more likely to resonate. Particularly if you've left me a message, I actually write down your name, and so I meditate on your name, and so it's more likely to resonate. Additionally, when you do this, it's just a great way for you to say thank you for my time, and I appreciate that so much. It means a lot. It also helps with the analytics. Those are good things, but mostly I really want to connect with you so I can get you the messages that you want. That's really what I want to do, so I appreciate that. The other thing I want to talk about today real quick is the reason why I encourage you to check out your sun, your moon, and your rising. Your sun sign, that's the core of you. It's how you view the world. It's the lens through which you look at the world, how you kind of really feel about things inside. And so that's easy to find. It's based on your day of birth. But you need to use a calculator, an online free, don't pay for it, calculator for astrology charts to figure out where your rising sign is. For that, you need your birth time and your birthplace. But it's really important if you can figure this out, because your rising sign, it's where the destiny takes place in your life. So it sets up where your house is. The house is the rising sign is based on where was the sun on the horizon at the time you were born. And so when I say things like, well, Sagittarius, that's in your third house of whatever, it's actually Sagittarius rising that's in your third house. If you only have a Sagittarius sun, then your rising sign could be in Sagittarius, but it's more likely, chances are, because it's 12 to 1, right, that it's in another house. And so knowing that, it's a vital piece of information that will really help you as you navigate and you chart your path through your soul journey. Your moon sign, it's how you feel, how you react and respond. Now, you don't necessarily need your exact time of birth to get your moon sign. If you don't know, it'll come up at 12 noon, and it'll give you where the moon was at 12 noon. Now, the moon changes signs every 2.5 days, and so if that moon sign does not seem to resonate for you, then try checking out, for instance, if it comes up as an Aries moon, try checking out what it is. If it's a Taurus moon, does that resonate for you on a regular basis? Maybe it was a Pisces moon, does that resonate for you? So kind of, check out what resonates. How do you feel about things? Do you feel things very emotionally and deeply? That's probably Pisces, as opposed to, it's this fired up energy and I get really annoyed very quickly. That'd be more like an Aries moon. So how do you feel about things, right? So that becomes important. All right, so I did channel your message, and it was like getting little TikTok videos today. They were so fast. They were little snippets. And so to get a little more additional information, I went to the Foxfire Kitsune, Oracle of the Kitsune, to get more information. But Sagittarius, when I saw yours, I was like, oh, no. It's really what I said out loud. No. I saw you pushing a boulder, a big old heavy boulder up a hill all by yourself. You were just standing there, and it would roll back toward you. You'd push it farther. It was like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It was really hard to watch. So then I go to the Firefox, and you get a time to walk alone, which is a very sad card. And so as I was reading the card, I've been reading most of the cards for everybody, but Scorpio reading, if you have Scorpio strong in your chart, wow, that one was painful. So I can't really get into reading this one because it was so hard. But what it is about is that this week there is quite likely an opportunity where you will speak up, where you will speak your mind, where you will stand in your truth, and you will be slapped down for it. Somebody that you care deeply about is not going to like it, is going to push back against it, and it's going to feel like you're out there alone, hanging in the wind, nobody supports you. It is the energy of a week. I just really want you to hang on to that. This is an energy of week. It will pass. It will get better. It can't be like that forever. This is in your 5th house of fun, romance, children, especially if you're Sagittarius rising, okay? So just breathe your way through it. It will get better. The card finishes out by telling you that things will get better, and they will. It is a moment in time. It is not everything, and so try not to get caught up in the pain of that, because there's enough to worry about this week. So one of the things that is probably most likely to happen, there's a couple days. Okay, so the moon starts out in Aries at 3 o'clock in the morning on Monday the 20th, right? And right away it goes into conjunction with Chiron. And Chiron is about bringing up the wounds that need to be healed. If you can remember what you were talking about, thinking about, feeling about on the 24th of March, that was when we had the new moon in Aries and Chiron in conjunction, it's going to probably be that issue revisited. It's tough energy. If you find yourself denying something, someone says something and it hurts and you're like, no, that's not it. Think about that, because a lot of times we use denial of a situation as a defense. So maybe it's something that needs to be healed, that you need to think through or work through. People will speak rationally when the moon is in Aries. And now with Chiron there and all these other energies going on, we've got the sun squaring off, which sounds just like squaring off for a fight, with Saturn boundaries and, expectations and structures on Tuesday. And so that energy with that, things coming up that hurt and shake and rattle you, is very likely. It is going to be a hard stress day. Fear mongering is going to be a thing globally. So do what you need to do. Do you need to stay away from the news? Do you need to stay away from social media? What do you need to do to create a safe space for you, to withdraw into yourself, to just be by yourself and kind of take a break from it? Maybe you can avoid the whole situation that way, which in this case doesn't seem like a really bad thing. There's going to be a sense of frustration at all the inactivity. That is for everybody, and the fire signs are really going to be feeling it. You're going to feel a little trapped, a little stuck. So hopefully you had a chance to, get outside, try to create opportunities to go for a walk, to be physically active, turning on some music and dancing to it to help release the energy that you're up against. Oh, this is nice. I'm going to have to read this one. I will read this one for you. So you have beauty. Let's see what that's about. I've never seen this card before. Always like it when I get cards I've not seen before. Okay. Look at the beauty around you. Get outside. Reconnect with the healing power of nature. Okay. Yep. Just what I was saying. With the voice of your heart, not your throat, feel the power of this profound beauty and express your gratitude. Extend your protection and appreciation to all around you when you are... Okay. All right. So, yes. So, self-care, self-love, protect yourself, guard yourself from the negative energies around you. Do what you have to do. Take a saltwater bath to release the energies of the day from you. Get outside in nature. Walk. But take the time to also appreciate what you're seeing. So here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's spring, and so flowers are popping up, or leaves are coming out, or the birds are singing, and if it's fall, the colors of the leaves would be changing, or things would be changing and shifting during the seasonal changes. So whatever it is, it brings its own sense of beauty to it. So pay attention to it, observe that. This is the energy of needing to release what doesn't work, what's hurting you, what's holding you back from finding the peace in your life that you deserve to have, to get grounded and centered. So by focusing on the beauty around you, by releasing, you can get through this really, really tough energy. So on Tuesday, the moon goes in at 6:59 p.m. It goes into Taurus. And then at 10:26 p.m., it's a new moon. And so there's this energy of being able to plant your seeds of intention for the next cycle of 18 months. With it in Taurus, that would be around your house of home, if you're a Sagittarius rising. But it's also around finances for everybody, right? So Taurus rules things of value. Also self-worth, self-esteem, which might really come into play based on this energy here of people disregarding you. So, what's of value to you, either monetarily, emotionally, physically, mentally? Okay, what do you value? And so, planting your seeds of intention of what do you want 18 months from now. And so, it starts with the gratitude list. It always starts with the gratitude list, because when we count our blessings, we can multiply our blessings, right? When whatever you have, you can multiply it by 10 times. And so, it raises your vibrational energy. It attracts a higher vibrational energy to you. I really want to encourage you this week to take time to say grace and bless your food before you eat it, your water before you drink it, to help raise your vibrational energy. You should do that all the time. But if you focus on it this week, if you make it like a thing that you're like, okay, well, this week I'll do it, by honing in on that. So it's an opportunity to plant the seeds of intention for something, a new beginning, to realize what it is that you want going forward. And there's also this energy of working hard, smarter, not harder. But again, this is tough energy all week. That moon in Taurus is going to square off against Pluto, the planet of transformation, against Jupiter, the planet of expansion, against Saturn, the planet of rules and organization. And so, yes, tough energy, but it doesn't affect your ability to plant your seeds of intention. It's an 18-month cycle. This is a momentary, the moon moves quickly, right? So that's just a momentary how you feel energy, quick, but tough. This whole week is tough as far as how we feel inside emotionally. On Thursday, the moon is going to come into conjunction with Uranus. Okay, so Uranus. Oh, I think I said, did I say fourth house? It's your fifth house of fun, romance, and children. I don't know what I said. So Uranus. Something could happen and you're surprised by how you feel about it. You could be surprised in a very pleasant way, or it could be not so pleasant. It's hard to say. It's Uranus. It just does whatever it wants to do. So, but you are going to be asked to release something that you've worked really hard for that makes you comfortable around your home. And that is because of where it's placed in Taurus. Okay, so this isn't necessarily about your sign. So for everybody, there is going to be this need to kind of release something that you're comfortable. It could be an idea. It could be a physical object. Maybe that couch finally has to go to the road. And, I love that couch. My mom had it, maybe you need to let it go. It could be a job that you work very hard so that you could pay for, everything. And maybe that needs to, there's some kind of a ending to create space for a new beginning that's going to happen. I think you can manage this by choosing what it is that you want to create for yourself and kind of manage that whole situation. I don't feel like it's going to happen to you. I think you get to decide what that is. So, Friday has really nice energy. Thank God for Friday this week. Like never before, TGIF, right? Then you have for guidance, focus on your priorities. So what is important to you? Again, it's that what is of value to you, energy, and you have conscious consumer. Now, conscious consumer talks about choosing to invest in things that don't use unfair trade practices, not buying objects and things that, are manufactured in a way that is not good, not taking advantage of and destroying the earth, right? That's part of the conscious consumer. But I feel like with everything that's going on this week, it is also about what are you consuming, being conscious about what you're consuming in the news media, in conversations, in social media, the food. Try to choose the healthiest food possible this week. Try to drink plenty of water and stay hydrated. This energy is really tough, and so being as physically at your physical peak that you can be will be beneficial to you. So be conscious about what you're consuming physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. If you are making long-term plans for and you're planting the seeds of intention for something like an investment, take a look at that investment, and is it something that you really can get behind that company on? That might be something that comes into play too. So that kind of energy there. That moon, when it gets into Gemini, it's at 3:20 a.m. on Saturday. Pluto is going retrograde that day. Nice. That is a chance for us to look at this debris of this big shakeup in our lives and say, okay, well, what's of value? What can I build on? And what is going to the road? what is worth it and what isn't. And so there's a chance we have until October 4th until it goes direct again to really kind of, and even when it goes direct, it's going to cover some of the same ground again, right? And so we have really the rest of the year to kind of look at things and start building things in the direction that we want to go. That being said, communication that day is going to suck. So you are likely to get a breakthrough idea coming in over the weekend. Sudden, unexpected breakthrough because the sun is coming in conjunction with Uranus. Again, something unexpected, could be positive, could be negative. But because of the energy of this moon in Gemini is about an idea, pursuing something, it's about doing the research for it. It's about not sharing this idea out into the world because we have Mercury, it's squaring off with Pluto and squaring off with Jupiter. So transformation and expansion. Are other people going to receive your idea as well? Maybe not right now. So do your research. Make sure it's something that you really can get behind. Accept the help that you need from Spirit. And again, you need to always ask in order to receive. But they're ready to do that. Accepting of a situation, what do you need to do in order to promote growth in your life? They told me to look at this card. Okay, I'm going to read this to you. It says, focus on your priorities. Where you put your focus is where you will receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention that they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. So taking the time to write some kind of a plan, do the research this week. And if you can make some space for that, it seems like it'll be really beneficial to you in the long run. So, wow. I think you're going to feel a little out in the cold this week. I think it's best if you choose to put yourself out in the cold this week because I think it'll be less painful, less opportunity for people to say things that are not so great, because there's a lot of opportunity for that to happen this week. So insulate yourself a little, get out in nature, look for the beauty in your life, count your blessings, and focus on what your priorities are and do what you need to do to feel really good about your life. Did I not take a card for that? Let's take a card for that moon in Gemini. I bet I did. I don't see one. I think because they made me, so go back and read that. They made me. Okay. I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace. I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. Okay. So for those of you who have lost someone recently, maybe not so recently, but they're on your mind. Souls choose when they're going to leave. We come in with a plan. We have goals. We have things we're planning to do. We pick our teachers. We pick our students. We work all this out before we get here. We come in with an agenda and we work on it while we're here. We can, because of free will, opt not to work on it when we're here. And sometimes souls say, I'm tired and I want to leave. Those are the ones that sometimes we're like, was it really their time to go? Maybe, maybe not. But still, a soul chooses when it's going to leave, whether they chose ahead of time or when they chose in the now moment. So for some of you that have lost a loved one and you're really struggling with it, and that's why you feel so lonely and it's a time to walk alone and you're all out there on your own. When you get out in nature and you go for a walk and something catches your attention, pay attention to what catches your attention so that you can go home and look up a spiritual meaning of, because there's going to be messages coming to you. So for instance, when my boyfriend died, I was out for a walk and there was this barn swallow, and he was flying by and singing and flying by and singing, and I swear he was looking at me and he was singing. He'd sit up in the trees and he'd look at me and sing, and I was standing there watching. I've never had that happen before, and it was fascinating. And when I went home and looked it up, barn swallows bring messages of love from your deceased loved ones, and it was like a week after he passed away. So there are messages out there. So get out in nature and look for the messages. I pulled some more cards because I don't think everyone that is a Sagittarius has lost someone, and I wanted to get a little more guidance for you. Okay, so your deceased loved one, let's just say it was a grandparent that died a while ago. I think one of the messages that they're bringing you is that I am the angel of families. A happy change or addition is coming. So maybe I'm okay, and I'm bringing someone in for you into your life. And so we're gonna have a lot of COVID-19 babies. Let's just face it, right? So congratulations to you if that's something you wanted and now you're there. That's excellent. And also we have to keep charging ahead. Don't take no for an answer. Expect miracles and solutions to appear, particularly if you're focusing on your priorities, right? So keep charging ahead. Don't take no for an answer. Expect miracles and solutions to appear. All right, let's get you a color card. Now we'll dip the color card. I think Sagittarius, this week is about looking for the beauty, where you can find it, avoiding the negativity as much as possible, being conscious about what you are consuming in all aspects of your life, and just focusing on what it is that you want to do and what you want to create, and where you want to plant your seeds of intention, and you have strength in your body, bronze. So yes, get out there, walk, lift those weights, dance in the dark, whatever it takes to strengthen your body and to feel healthy and active and to release the negative energy from you. All right, Sagittarius, you have a great week, and I will see you next week. Take care.